welcome back to the channel. This is the second part of our Summerslam video. This is the event reaction. We've literally finished it about 15 minutes ago. Leanne put her face on, and then here we are.
I have a face now.
She has face, she has tea. What more do you want, right?
Chocolate.
No. Okay, so Leanne's actually made notes this time, so I'm going to throw it over to her to do this one.
The whole video.
The whole video is now you.
Oh,
Go.
No. So, yeah, SummerSlam was an event. It was very long. It
was like 4 hours and 8 minutes. 4 hours 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Not including kickoff.
We'll go into all the bits that made it long. The first thing that has made it long is that entranceway, which is massive.
Yeah.
It's like, because they're in a baseball stadium, so they've got like the entrance bit to the side, but the ring's in the middle and the crowd's all around, so the entrance sort of comes all the way out to the middle and curves around.
It's like when they held it in, was it 2019? 2020? No, it was 2020 Royal Rumble when Edge came back. That was in the same stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And that was that super long...
But that was straight, wasn't it?
No, it was curved as well. It was curved. That's how I recognise that. The
positives, I mean, it gets a lot more... More of the crowd can get right up to the side when people are coming in, so there's a bit more of the interaction.
Imagine you sat right on the beginning of that entranceway. You're not going to see the ring.
No.
And supposedly they had technical difficulties there. So some of the screens weren't working during some of the matches. Apparently all their contactless and card payments went down as well. The stadium were giving out free food and drink because they told all the fans, don't bring cash, we're not taking cash.
Oh, no.
If you can't take card, you have to give the fans what they want, and that's food. So they had to give out free food.
Ooh, they probably made a huge loss on that. That's good. I mean, overall, not a bad event. I think some matches were a bit...
I've seen better SummerSlams.
Yeah, there were some real disappointments, some high moments, but nothing that was sort of... I think there was one or two, like, sort of moments, but not enough. Don't know. It was okay in general. So the first match we'll talk about is the one that was on the pre-show.
The kickoff show.
Which I didn't write notes about.
It was Big E versus Baron Corbin.
Yes.
So Baron Corbin stole Big E's Mr. Money in the Bank. Stole his Money in the Bank contract. I just want to preface this with I friggin' hate what they're doing with Baron Corbin right now. It's a disgusting gimmick. Everyone's bullying him. In a company that sort of states that bullying is wrong, why are they letting this gimmick go ahead?
It is a bit uncomfortable, and I know that they're sort of justifying it by people, because Corbin's lost everything. He's lost the crown, he's lost his music, he's lost his house, he's lost everything, and he's like begging people for money. The way that they're sort of justifying this whole arc, I guess, and people still being mean to him, is that he is being unreasonable back. So when was it Big E asked him how much money do you need, he's like, $100,000?
Oh no, I think that was John Cena.
Oh, John
John Cena, yeah.
I forget, because there's a lot of people.
It was John Cena.
So he's being unreasonable and sort of that sort of thing. But it's still, it does make me feel uncomfortable, the way that he's right rock bottom and just keeps on losing.
I mean, Pat McAfee, he just keeps swallowing things like dumpster and a trash bag. And it's like...
implying that he smells real bad and all this. And he's been fined by WWE for not meeting their dress code because he's just worn the same shirt every week.
So,
which is a stain down it, which keeps switching sides. I think he's wearing the shirt inside out sometimes, I'm not sure.
No, there's a pocket on there, so I think there's a pocket on there, so I think he's...
It definitely switches sides.
Shirts. Yeah, two different shirts. But like, imagine you're a teenager, and teenagers are cruel, right? In school, they're bastards, let's be perfectly honest.
And in most schools, you've got poor kids.
And you've got those poor children in schools who can't afford to have clean clothes every single day, so sometimes they might wear clothes 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You're going to have all the other people going, oh look, it's a dumpster, oh look, you're a trash bag.
Yeah.
And WWE is promoting this kind of behaviour with this Baron Corbin gimmick.
Just because Baron Corbin was real mean and is still being mean, it doesn't mean that they should be talking like that. They should be showing some compassion.
Yeah, it's crap. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was uncomfortable when they started doing it, and then it got a bit funny, and then it got too much.
Yeah.
I think they've done it for too long.
Yeah.
So he stole the Money in the Bank briefcase a few weeks ago, as I suppose a way to get something back. So as he's coming down to the ring, he's like,
of the law.
He's hugging it on the way down to the ring. My heart. I do feel so sorry for him. I think that's probably what them... I don't know if they're trying to get people to feel sorry for him or if they're trying to get people to laugh at him. But I feel sorry for him.
But, like, Baron Corbin, when he first started in NXT, was a beast. He was a monster. He'd start his matches, he would go in, the crowd would start counting upwards because that's how short the matches were. And I think the top that they got before he started facing people like Finn Balor, that was 30 seconds. Because he would just go in and he would steamroll, and he's a great talent.
Yeah.
He deserves so much better than this.
Hopefully it'll come back
around. I mean, yes, his King Corbin gimmick was a bit...
Yeah.
But just put him back in his lone wolf days.
Yeah.
You know, put him back in his old lone wolf gimmick. Blah, it's easy for everyone else to say, apparently. Yeah, I hate this thing.
He fought Big E for, I guess, possession rights of the contract.
That was never really announced, but it was kind of heavily implied.
Even though he could have just like left, and he did try and run off with it, just did a bad job at running off with it. So Big E got in, and Big E won.
Yeah, Big E won with a big ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Could have been better. What else can you say? And then we go into the main event, I guess. Not main event, the
show.
Actual show.
The actual pay-per-view.
We don't go straight into the main event. That would be weird.
Yeah, that'd be odd.
So the first match is RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. I think I quite enjoyed it. It's a bit... I think you predicted that the tag match would be either on the pre-show or would be the second match.
Yeah.
But it was the first, which is pretty much just as bad.
Yeah.
Because it's easily forgotten.
Yeah. Especially
people like me who forget things real easy. It was quite nice to see RK Bro working as a team. They actually did do a move together, which I don't think I've seen them do before.
No.
But you didn't like it because Orton
stinky feet.
put his hands out to give Riddle a boost, and Riddle put his foot in his hand and did a flip off him.
Stinky feet.
Alan doesn't like anything to do with feet, so
no.
It's a bit weird because he wrestles barefoot. So then you got barefoot on your hands.
Yeah, it's a bit grim.
Bit grim. But it was nice to see the sort of the team actually working as a team. I got a bit annoyed with the ref on this one because they count for everything. Obviously, like if you tag in, you've got 5 seconds for the person who's tagged out to get out of the ring. Generally, it's sort of lax in most tag team matches. It isn't really considered a major thing, because they're going to do a few tandem moves and things before they get out. But this ref was counting as soon as the tag happened. He started counting. It was like, all right, Mr. Stickler. And as soon as anyone went out of the ring who was legal, started counting for them. As soon as they were touching the ropes, it started counting instantly, no matter what was happening.
Do you think this ref just loves to sound his own voice?
But I'm sure I've seen this ref before, and I've not noticed him doing it.
He's the Count from Sesame Street in disguise. 1!
Yes, that must be it. It's the only thing. I
thought it was a good opening match for the card.
Yeah,
it was quite all impact. There was no real slow moments, and it probably lasted maybe 10 or so minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
But it didn't really slow down.
No, they did keep that pace, which was good to see. And like some of the matches, I think later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Orton pinned AJ Styles after an RKO.
RKO, know it. Boom.
And won for RK Bro. So RK Bro
new tag team champions for Raw. I did like that Randy Orton was almost prompting Ridley's like, go up on the ropes. And he was trying to do it subtly, but you could catch it every time.
Usually it would sort of be like, oh, we can hear them talking to each other. But in this case, because it's sort of more a mentorship relationship that they've got, it works. So, yeah, happy with that. It was pretty sad that they didn't get an RKO on Omos, but there's still time.
I'm pretty sure there's a point where Randy hissed at AJ as well.
You think so?
I'm sure he's like a kind of thing. It's like,
he's the Viper.
What was that?
He's allowed to be sneaky.
It almost sounded like that. What's that dog guy? Where he, that guy. Is it Caesar Milan or something? His name is the dog whisperer guy. I think I think it kind of sounded like that. And I think he was directed towards AJ, and he was beating down Riddle. Or was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, good opening match. Nice to see a good team coming together.
We also predicted that one correct, so.
Yes. Next one was Ava Marie versus Alexa Bliss. Doudrop was with Ava Marie.
As expected.
In ring gear. So we were fully expecting some interference.
Or Ava would just go, you're not fighting me, you're fighting Doudrop.
Yeah, which is something Ava Marie would do.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying.
I think first thing we noticed was Alexa's got a new upgrade to her gear again.
Yeah.
She got like the chains across the bodice on the front, which is pretty cool.
Nice butt too.
It was really out.
Good butt. Better than Ava Marie's butt, for sure.
Ava has a butt.
Yes, so there was a moment where Ava Marie was trying to get Doudrop's help. I think she was in a submission hole, was trying to get her help, and Doudrop was just said, "Was it? You can do this. I believe in you."
Yeah,
and just smiling, grinning at her from the side.
I think she's tired of her crap.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think she's been tired of Ava's crap since day one. Let's be honest.
I'm just glad she's actually standing up for herself now. Ava Marie did go for Lily, who was on the ring post, the doll, which we knew was not going to be good. She actually whacked Alexa Bliss in the face with Lily.
Yeah, she started slapping it, didn't she? Slapped it and then dragged it down and just whack right across Alexa's face.
I think that was before the submission hold, because Alexa flipped, obviously.
Yeah.
But Lily's fine, and Lily didn't do anything. There wasn't anything like supernatural in this match.
I think it's difficult to do it with a live crowd. That's the problem. They've kind of backed themselves into a corner with this gimmick.
Yeah, we've been spoiled a bit by the crowdless shows in the lockdown. Yeah. With all the stuff that they could do. It was. I mean, pretty clean match, really.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Alexa Bliss, so as you say, bounced back and just wrecked Ava.
So Bliss wins. And Doudrop's face when Bliss won, she was smiling no end. She was so happy.
Yeah.
And then Ava Marie is on the floor outside the ring, and Doudrop just standing over her, just smiling and laughing, grabs the mic, and your loser is Ava Marie, and then just saunters out of the ring.
She grabs her thing as well.
Yeah, she put a robe on.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's great. So it's nice to see Doudrop, hopefully now, is going to go off and do her own stuff and build her own character, drop this stupid name.
If she was in AEW, she could build her own character.
Yeah.
Shade.
But at least she doesn't have to be Doudrop anymore.
Yeah, she can go back to Piper.
And Ava Marie can go back into obscurity, please. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There was a sign. I'll come on to signs a bit later, actually. Don't worry about it. I've got a moment for signs.
I do have a feeling that Ava Marie will give her one last chance and Doudrop might be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's happened before.
Yeah.
I don't know which way they're going to swing with it.
No.
It'll be interesting to see Raw Monday night.
Yes.
Well, Tuesday by the time it airs.
We'll see it Tuesday. It'll be Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So next match?
We have Sheamus versus Priest, Damien Priest. I found this one a little bit slow to start with. Myself, I was expecting a bit more impact, I suppose. I feel like the crowd wasn't behind it for the start. It did it built momentum.
It was rather technical wrestling at the start as opposed to just like fists everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised by that.
They had some good spots though.
Yeah.
I don't think anything particularly special in this one myself.
I really enjoyed it. I liked the way Sheamus was kind of like, you're not going to beat me, blah, 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 and kind of wasting time. And then Priest's like, nope, smack, taking full advantage of it. Kind of, it's almost like that underdog story, even though Priest is by no means an underdog.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows that Sheamus is probably... I don't even know where I'm going, actually.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I've lost my train of thought.
Lost it. It's gone.
It's too. I've gotten really warm, so it's.
Oh. Have some drink.
No, I'm good. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Sort of towards the end, Priest rips his mask off, and Sheamus is like, "Where's my mask on?" And smack kicks him in the face.
Probably re-breaks
hits him with
his
the
nose
reckoning.
again.
Yeah, hits him with the
Smacks his
reckoning, and then face first in the mat, and Damien Priest, new champ.
Yay, that'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see him as champ for a while.
I do like Damien Priest.
Yeah, he is good. He's good. He did do some flippy stuff.
Yeah, he does that whole single flip over the top rope thing.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
I'm not quite sure what that's called.
single flip over the top rope thing.
Anyway.
Yeah, moving on. What was next? We're flying through these. Crazy.
Well, there's 10 matches and we don't want to have another
don't
3 hour long video, right?
So we have the Usos versus the Mysterios. I'm going to start with, it always makes me laugh when they show Rey Mysterio in his mask, and his mask says mask on it. Because it just makes me think, it's just in case he forgets that it's a mask.
It's like, does he have onset Alzheimer's or something?
I know it's probably something to do with the manufacturer or the brand or something, but it's mask on his mask.
It's very pink as well.
It was very pink and yellow, yeah. It was quite reminiscent of something from My Little Pony.
Oh.
Fluttershy, pink and yellow.
Why do you have to bring the tone of the videos down, Leanne?
It's Mysterios.
I'm so sorry for this, guys.
Insert picture of Fluttershy.
No, that's not happening.
Aww.
Not happening.
So Dominic started this match out with one of the Usos.
It was either Jimmy or Jay.
I'm really bad. I don't know the difference. I'm sorry. I've never learnt which one's which. I know one has a grill on his teeth. Is it the same one with red hair? I have no idea.
They both have red hair.
Oh yeah, they both got red in their hair now. Oh. Either way, whoever it was, Dominic got beaten all the way to hell. And back. There were a lot of spots where he was clambering to get a tag, and one of the Usos was just sort of waiting for him to get close enough to rip him away.
Yeah, I like the tease on that, because where he's like, oh, tag me, son, tag me. And the Usos just like, nope.
And Dominic's like, Dad, your arms are too short, I can't reach.
Grow, you fart.
Why can't you be my height?
If he was, he probably would have had the tag.
Eventually he did get the tag. And Ray put up a really good fight. He got some good moves in. Got his 619 in there, which is contractually obligated, I'm sure.
Every match, I'm sure, yeah.
But it was not enough. Usos win.
Yeah. Usos got better keys with it. One thing that we touched on during the so far by the way of the matches, we predicted every one of them has been correct. Like we touched on with the predictions video, and Dominic probably going down more towards the route of Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
He did hit the Three Amigos, and he did do the shoulder shuffle like Eddie Guerrero used to do.
See, because I wasn't watching at that point and haven't seen that stuff, I wouldn't have picked up on that.
It was the triple suplex in a row. It was called the Three Amigos.
Okay.
So Eddie Guerrero was one of the ones that started pioneering that, and he was like, wow, the first time you see that, it's like, oh.
Viva la raza!
That's cool, yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing with Eddie, I think that is definitely the route that they're going to go down.
I think so. It seems like the sort of thing WWE would do anyways.
Yeah. The Usos were taking lightly, quite mouthing off, and they even sort of mimicking Eddie as well in a mocking tone after Dominic did that. Kind of like, this is your hero, kind of thing, you know. But yeah, as you say, you know, they hit a double super kick and a frog splash, and 1, 2, 3 retain titles. Yeah.
See, I don't know enough the names of the moves to be able to be as detailed as Alan when going through these matches.
Well, I've been watching it since I'm like 6. So.
I know some. I know a frog splash. I know what that is. I know some things.
Ribbit.
So next we had an interesting filler segment.
Yeah, I don't see the point in this.
Rick Boogs comes out.
That's Rick Boogs.
And basically just does his electric guitar.
Introduces King Nakamura.
King Nakamura comes out to his entrance music.
It's quite funny that we were saying during the predictions video that the Intercontinental title isn't being defended on the show, and all they did is bring the champion out and be like, hey, here's the champ.
All it was, they didn't even have him in the ring at all. It was just...
He went in the ring, he did his thing, and then he bounced out of the ring, and they were playing the guitar with friggin' Pat McAfee doing more
dancing on the table.
I hate that guy.
They just did the entrance music, and that was it. That's the segment.
Yeah. I don't understand. So like a show which originally years ago would be 3 hours long has been padded out to 4 hours and 8 minutes. One of the segments being a musical interlude. There's a few more segments which were weird.
And I like sometimes when they have musical interludes at like WrestleMania, they have like a famous artist coming out and doing some stuff. This was just something that they do every time Nakamura's out anyway. It's just his entrance music with Rick Boogs playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're trying to get as many stars on the show as possible. That's
Hold a battle royale, job done, right?
Like, maybe they think if more people are there, more people will watch. Maybe.
At that point, if no one's invested in the show, no one's going to watch it.
Or they're pandering to try and keep their stars.
You can't go, oh, you've got to watch this show because Nakamura comes out to Rick Boogs playing his theme song. Oh my god, we've just got another million view. It doesn't work that way, that's the problem.
The other option is that they think that they're more likely to keep their stars if they get TV time, no matter what it is.
Yeah, that's probably it. There's a rumour of Shinsuke's... There's a big seagull out there.
Oh, it's a baby one.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Don't let it in the house.
What was I saying?
The prediction that Nakamura...
Oh yeah, there's the prediction that, or the rumor rather, that his contract's expiring this year, which is why they've let him hold the IC title again, which is why they're probably putting him on a SummerSlam even though he's not defending his title. I don't think that's going to make a whole difference in the whole grand scheme of things. If Shinsuke doesn't want to sign, handing him a belt and going, oh, you're going to have this guy playing your music and you're going to go out for 5 minutes onto SummerSlam, and that's it. That's not going to... He wants to be in the ring. He wants to fight. You know, he's literally one of the best strong style in the world. Yeah,
he doesn't want to just be dancing to his entrance music and then going home.
Yeah. Like let the contract expire, go to AEW, bring Tanahashi in, which has already been teased on AEW from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And watch those two guys belt 7 bells out of each other and it'll be so entertaining. Or even like Nakamura and Lance Archer.
Yeah.
Or Nakamura versus CM Punk.
Ooh.
Oh! Anyway.
So after that weird interlude, we've got, Banks versus Belair. Sasha Banks versus Belair. So Belair comes out to her music. She's in the ring. She's all ready to go. Sasha Banks cannot compete today.
Yeah. One of the, I can't remember which, I think it was either Greg Hamilton or the other guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember the
Gets up.
announcer's
Oh, it's Tom
names.
Phillips, I think. And basically says Sasha Banks is not able to compete. So competing instead is Carmella.
So Carmella comes out to the music. Belair looks outraged.
She looks pissed.
Understandably, because Carmella hasn't earned a title shot at this point. So they're sort of getting ready to go. Again,
going back, just quick sort of side note into the rumours and innuendo of stuff. Apparently they knew last week that Sasha Banks would not be able to compete.
But they kept on advertising.
But they advertised it on the pre-show.
Yeah.
For SummerSlam.
So they wanted it to be a surprise.
That's a really crap way to try and get viewers.
Yeah. It's a disappointment.
Yeah.
So it gets to the point where the ref is holding the belt up like this is what you're fighting for. And then some different music hits and out comes Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. The man.
The man.
Becky Lynch.
There are many signs in the crowd with the man on them because rumours have been that she's coming back soon.
They've been saying this for months, yeah.
So it was sort of assumed that she would be back for this, but not necessarily for this match.
People were expecting her back at Mania.
Yeah.
That's so long the rumours have been circling. That's for 4 months.
There's probably people been going to the pay-per-views with these signs for ages, just waiting.
Finally my sign's paid off!
All creased because it's been folded up for ages. So Becky Lynch...
Like KFC chip, signs do not travel well.
True. So Becky Lynch gets to the ring after walking down the massive entrance and
panders to the crowd for what felt like half an hour.
Beats up Carmella.
Yeah.
And faces off to Belair. Challenges her to a title match.
Yeah.
Which Belair accepts. Which apparently means that it's automatically official. Even though weeks and weeks ago, so it's Lena Vega, wasn't it? Challenged for the title. Belair accepted. No match. She even went to
Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville.
Yes, them, and said, "Where's my match? My challenge has been accepted." And they said that having your challenge accepted doesn't automatically make it official. So
it's going back to that disqualification thing again with Charlotte and Rhea, isn't it? It's like WWE do things it's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
They do something, and then the next week, that something isn't allowed.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, it is allowed again. And
They
it's
twist the rules for their purposes. I know it's fiction, but in your fiction there needs to be consistency, and the rules need to be applied consistently, or you lose the believability of it completely. It just doesn't seem fair that Zelina Vega hasn't had a match, even though her challenge was accepted weeks before Becky Lynch's challenge was accepted.
Yeah.
But there we go. So from that disappointment, they start the match, and they finish the match.
Yeah, it was a handshake to pretty much a rock bottom. I can't remember what they called the move that Becky Lynch did. It was effectively a modified rock bottom. 1, 2, 3.
And that's it.
Becky's beatdown of Carmella lasted longer than the friggin' title match.
And they've built up Bianca Belair to be so strong.
Yeah.
It doesn't track. Again, it's that believability. It doesn't make sense that she would have been pinned after just 1, 2 moves.
They could have had an actual proper barn burner match.
It was less than 5
but
seconds.
instead, they stick on Nakamura doing the segment thing with Rick Boogs, and then another 2 other segments which just take up maybe a total of like 20 minutes.
So now, Becky
How
Lynch,
about World Wrestling Entertainment stands for the wrestling bit, but yet that word is banned. So, it just frustrates the hell out of me.
So Becky Lynch is champion as soon as she's back. In one sense, it makes sense because she left when she was champion. She had to relinquish it, so she's back and she's champion. But in the other sense, this means that Zelina Vega now is moved back down the list.
But yet, if you leave a job and go back to it a year later, are they going to stick you back in the same position?
Yeah.
Nope. You start at the bottom of the rung.
Yeah.
You have to work your way back up.
But now other people won't get their chances because obviously this challenge that Zelina Vega had accepted is null and void now because
Next
it's a
we'll
different
have
person.
Becky Lynch versus Belair, then we'll have Becky Lynch versus Sasha, then we'll probably have Becky Lynch versus Sasha again, or maybe even Belair again.
Yeah, it's a shame. I was really looking forward to Becky coming back, and it was such an anticlimax.
It's tarnished it really bad.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad times.
Time for interlude number 2.
Oh yes, interlude number 2.
Do you have that one?
Okay. Not all the details, but the Olympic gold medalists in wrestling for the USA came out, which is really nice to see. They're celebrating other forms of wrestling and their country's achievements, which is really nice. I don't know their names, unfortunately.
No, I don't.
But the woman was so enthusiastic and happy.
So
She's high-fiving everyone.
Yeah.
Had a medal on.
Apparently, she has said she wants to transition into professional wrestling,
which
as well.
would be really cool. I think
It's Kurt Angle again.
with that excitement, I bet she's got the presents for it. And then there was a man as well who also won gold medal in wrestling. He comes out. He hasn't got his medal with him.
No. She's there and she's showing a medal off to everyone, and he's just like,
he's just like wandering down, looking kind of bored, just like not interacting with people. It's a bit of a contrast, wasn't it? It's like chalk and cheese.
Like black and white.
Yeah.
It was a bit ridiculous.
It was funny. He had like just a gold chain on
Like,
him.
if he didn't want to do it, just say so and just have her take the spotlight. Because I think she would have run with that so
You're
easily.
doing an appearance after winning a gold medal. You expect that you'll want to have your gold medal with you? What did he do?
That's Kurt Angle.
Leave it at the airport?
He carried that thing everywhere with him. It wasn't the real one, we all know this, but he carried a gold medal with him everywhere, every show, every time he appeared.
I think the funniest bit was when the two of them were in the ring. She was like, yeah, and he holds up her gold medal.
Yeah. It's like, get your own, mate.
Like,
wait, you did. Where is it?
We both got them. Sure, okay. I think you're just a poser. You didn't really get one, did you? So that was an interlude.
As always, just to because I know you're going to listen to the next match, but after that interlude, they showed a little advert for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view.
I was going to say that.
Oh, okay, cool. I got very Dawn of the Dead vibes from it. I really like this little advert.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
I think it's really cool. Like the fake news reports, and then you have the intermixed.
Things are gonna get extreme.
Extreme.
We warn all our viewers to watch, but don't say we didn't warn you. That's quite good.
I thought that was really cool. I like that.
So that's September 26th. If I
I didn't actually catch the. I didn't catch the date.
September 26th.
Yeah, I know it's September. It's the end of the month. So we've probably got what will be 22nd today. So yeah, 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So that's cool. We like adverts about the next event happening. So that's good. And then we go into the next match words, which was Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. Minus prop rock.
Yeah, she was very annoyed of that.
No prop rock today. Prop rock has been replaced by some kind of scabbard attached to the ring post. Which wasn't nearly as fun.
No.
Although, I think my perspective was off when I was watching Drew put the sword in, because it looked like he was further away, so to me it just looked like he dropped it down the side of the ring. So,
Shunk into the floor.
I'm sad. On my notes I put, no prop rock, crying face. So this is basically two big men chucking each other about. And then there's not much more to say.
My notes literally say, yawn, Drew wins after a count-along sending Jinder to sleep. With the rest of us.
Quite boring and nothing special.
Drew needs to get out of this 3-2-1 crap.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't make sense to do that, because you're warning the person that you're about to do the exact move you're about to do.
Yeah. It's they're tired, not deaf.
They did have the two
Veer and
Shanky come back out after, because they weren't allowed at ringside for the match. They come back out to see if Jinder is okay after his beating. And
my god, he's gonna stab us!
Drew gets his sword out and swings at him, and they're like, ah!
That's a really feeble swing as well.
He's not gonna hit you with the sword. You're in front of a live crowd on television globally. He's not gonna murder you. Jeez. Little babies.
I'm glad I let you run with it. It's great. This is amazing.
So that was boring.
Yeah, but the way it's Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore kick, 1, 2, 3, blah blah blah.
Yeah, sort of standard.
It was 3, 2, 1, boot 1, 2, 3. And again, because we haven't been keeping track, everything so far up to this point, including Belair losing the belt. We said Sasha was going to win. Technically, that means Bella's going to lose.
Yeah.
That means we had that correct as well. So far, we're hitting 100%.
Yay! So next was Nikki versus Rhea versus Charlotte.
No, do it right.
Nikki A.S.H.
There we go.
Versus Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Triple threat.
Charlotte Flair's gear was inspired by Thanos.
Yes.
You could see the Infinity Gauntlet. You could tell it was armor. I kind of like that gear.
Yeah.
Still can't stand Charlotte Flair.
No. It was nice because obviously Nikki A.S.H. is the superhero and Thanos is a supervillain. So that sort of thing. I quite enjoyed this match.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Really good moments in there. You had some moments of Nikki and Rhea trying to team up against Charlotte that didn't quite work, but they tried, because obviously Charlotte, in this sense, was a threat to them. And no one wants to team up with Charlotte because Charlotte.
I like the fact that Nikki was quite prevalent through most of it. It wasn't like, oh, she's the short one, let's beat her up, chuck her out and get to it.
She did some really good counters. She was countering everything.
Oh, Nikki's definitely getting better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if her husband, Damo, or Killian Dane, as they used to call him in NXT, is helping train her.
Quite
possibly. Because he's been in the business for years as well.
And you've got, like, Charlotte and Rhea are both real tall, and Nikki's quite short. And it's
like putting Aragorn and Boromir next to Frodo.
Yeah, pretty much. But she did
she still gave it a damn good go, yeah.
She put up such a fight. And we were very sad because Charlotte won.
Yawn.
She put the figure 8 on Nikki. I know that move name.
Hey.
And Rhea was out of the ring and unable to intervene.
Nikki tapped and
So we're sad.
12-time champ. Woo. Yeah.
But I don't know if this will be maybe a catalyst for Nikki A.S.H. to turn darker. Maybe. Probably not. She's just been like, I'm fine. I'm going to come back stronger and we're going to win next time because I'm almost a superhero. She has to put a pause in between because they forgot when they made her name that superhero is one word and they've made it 2 initials, so it has to be separate. So now I'm going to go into a new segment that I like to call Leanne's Signs of the Pay-Per-View.
I had no idea this was coming. Okay.
So, wrestling is very good for signs, usually. I'm actually quite disappointed the signs weren't as good as I expected this time
We might
around.
need to go back and watch some of the old Attitude Era. Because
Yeah.
you think there's signs at these shows That's nothing compared to what they used to be.
So I've got my top 3 signs that I spotted.
Okay, go on.
But I am going to give some honourable mentions.
Yeah.
One that came out when Nikki A.S.H was coming out. It was an A.S.H sign, but it said, Alan's a superhero.
Oh, I missed that.
I'm pretty sure that's what it said anyway. That's how I read it. So Alan is a superhero. The next honourable mention, it didn't make my top 3, but I had to mention because of the effort they put into it, had a lovely gold border to it, and it read, Randy, let's wrestle naked, winky face.
Yeah, I remember mentioning that one.
It was a pretty good one. Okay, we're going into the top 3.
Did you get, just on a quick thing, did you get the one from the pre-show that I mentioned that they didn't see ever again?
No, it didn't make my top 3.
No,
We could get an honourable mention.
Yeah, so on the pre-show, they must have confiscated the sign. It was basically a big sign with a picture of the Fiend on it. And it just said the Fiend, hurt or heal.
Mm-hmm.
That was seen on the pre-show, wasn't seen on the main event, so I'm guessing security was like, shit, get him out of there.
Yeah, quite possibly. Right. In 3rd place, WWE is redneck anime.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Accurate.
Yes.
Accurate. It's a true sign. We like true signs. Yep. 2nd place, I forgot to finish this site. Good. I'd seen, because it was like in, obviously like dark pen, and after the SI, they did still have the other letters, but like still in pencil, because they just hadn't finished it.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And in top place, Ava Marie is worse than an airport tuna sandwich.
Oh, I missed that one.
It's good. They mentioned
Accurate.
it on commentary as well, but after I'd already written it down, so...
Accurate.
Thank you for watching Leanne's Signs of the Pay-Per-View. I'm going to have to keep this up because I quite enjoyed looking at the signs.
Yeah, that's cool.
But now I need to find where I was in my notes.
Next match is Seth Rollins versus Edge.
Yes. Good match.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah. I felt it started a bit slow, but it's one of those ones that they start slow and just build momentum, so it works. Edge did get his Brood entrance that you were mentioning in the predictions video. With they put in this whole extra ramp.
Yeah, it was like a pole platform for him. Yeah,
because obviously they couldn't dig down into the stadium.
Yeah.
So there's a square of fire, and he rises up through the middle.
Which is as soon as they start hearing that music, and I'm like,
yeah, you know. So he did that, and then he got his regular music.
Yeah, he went right to the bottom of the ramp. He ducked down. It all went pitch black. You think you know me?
So Edge gets both entrances because what was it you said? Edge gets what he wants.
Edge gets what he wants and he deserves what he gets.
Very true.
He's a Hall of Famer, 11-time world champion. I think he's won the tag team titles like 8 times. He's bona fide, class, superb, just amazing.
He's good. I didn't write many notes. I think I was too invested in the match. But it was good.
There was a lot of back and forth, which was good.
Yeah.
And it was, as you say, it started off slow, but it did pick up the pace. And I wouldn't say it was like a Ricochet kind of match. It wasn't like stuff like that, but it was a semi-quick match. There was a lot of quick movements and going back and forth and reversals and whatnot, which is pretty cool.
Edge did keep trying to get to the top rope.
Yeah.
Which probably was ill-advised.
Yeah.
Because Rollins kept getting him back.
We'll go to the top rope stuff after.
Okay.
The one thing that kind of tripped me out a little bit, which I thought was a bit crap, was Rollins got thrown into the edge of the ring and the screen. The edge, very good. And the screen kind of flickered.
Yeah.
It flickered again, then it turned off. Oh, they've broken the screen on the ring. That's not how it works.
No, it wouldn't happen like that. You might like.
How it works.
It wouldn't be the whole screen wouldn't flicker, would it? It would be the impact. Would go out first.
Yeah.
It would, I don't know exactly how it would work. I just know it wouldn't work like they did it.
When you see an LCD TV get smashed with a baller or whatever, you get that massive impact trauma, and the rest of it just distorts.
Yeah.
And you see the cracks because the liquid crystals go. That's not how it works, WWE.
Get your facts right. It's like the announcement table thing that broke in NXT that one time. There was a zigzag.
Volta, yeah.
Learn how things work.
Another thing they need to get right is apparently Edge has had 3 transfusions on his neck.
Transfusions. Fusions.
His
had his vertebrae fused.
Yeah.
Transfusions, it made me think, because obviously with a blood transfusion, you've got like the drip of blood going in as your old blood is going out. So he's got in his neck, his old neck coming out and a new neck going in.
3 times.
The first 2 necks weren't good enough.
Edge's neck is pretty much Lego at this point, if you believe my Pat McAfee. Moron.
It's funny. He's had some trouble, hasn't he?
I really hate this guy. I really want Adam Cole to just go in and blast him one time before heading to AEW.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I know it was a pretty good match. Edge went to spear Rollins, and Rollins countered it into like a pedigree light. That was impressive.
That was really good.
So drove him down. We didn't have the arms hooked, so he didn't get the full impact on it. But then Edge sort of tried going for the crossface submission. Couldn't get Rollins to tap out, and then he just started mashing his face into the mat.
Oh, that was good.
And then just slapped a full sleeper on him, and Rollins tapped out, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. So Edge wins.
That's probably not going to catch that soon.
Yes.
Yeah, the only one we've gotten wrong is Nikki holding the belt.
Yeah.
Up to this point.
I think that might have been wishful thinking. Cause
part of me, when we were doing the refs, was like, I probably should go for Flair, because that's probably where they're going to go, but I thought they'd capitalise on Nikki.
Don't want Flair to win again.
Wishful thinking, right? So, next up.
We had an ad for Money in the Bank next year.
Yeah. Next July.
There's like so many pay-per-views in between, but it's because they're in the same venue as this event. It's July the 4th.
So July 4th weekend.
Oh, okay, so...
so I don't know if they're going to start doing things on Saturdays, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. So yeah, Money in the Bank. That's about it. I mean...
Yeah, what more can you say?
They didn't have like the big advert like they had for Extreme Rules. I guess because it is further down the line, all they wanted to say is, we're going to be back in this venue next year, please come back. Also, sign up for our newsletter to get information on pre-sales, which won't be for a while. So that was okay. And then they announced the attendance, which was 51,326, which you commented...
It's probably closer to 45, because they count the crew and superstars and so forth into attendance records. Anyone who listens to the Bruce Pritchard Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard podcast knows that they inflate the numbers by having the crew and everything listed on that as well.
Yeah.
Because it's the full attendance of everyone in the building at that point, whether it's front of house, backstage, in the crowd, whatever.
Yeah. It's a bit misleading, but everyone inflates numbers for their own means. So. Yeah. Can't blame them, I suppose. And then we had another filler segment.
Awesome!
I think this might have been more pointless than Nakamura. So we've got...
Certainly ran longer.
A vignette of what happened earlier where Miz drives up in a truck, which is like for a water company.
I can't remember, Pure something,
and it had SummerSlam on it as well. And then they come out to the ring, Miz and Morrison. They're talking about how everyone in the venue is dry, because obviously Morrison is the moist wanted and is...
Drip drip. Johnny drip drip.
They're wet apparently.
Yeah.
And they want everyone else to be wet. And they think everyone is dry. So they were going to bring out the... Dripstick 2000.
It really sounds like we're watching a really bad 80s porno right now.
I think we are. So they've had these water guns, which they've called dripsticks, that they've been spraying people with. And now they've got the Dripstick 2000. But neither Miz nor Morrison had it in the ring. So they start arguing. And then Xavier Woods comes out, dressed like Razor Ramon.
Hey, Chico.
It was pretty good costume.
His impression's pretty good as well.
Yeah, he did that.
The toothpick as well. Hey, yo.
And he's got like this almost Ghostbusters looking sort of water gun with a full, one of those like office water cooler things on his back, which is the Dripstick 2000. So he's coming out with it, and Miz and Morrison are yelling at him because it's not his and they should give it back. And then, what was it? I forgot about the phrase that you found very funny.
Oh, he's like, let's take a survey, and he asks the crowd.
No, it's before that. What? Before he comes out, Morrison's saying about how everyone's dry, and he says that they're hurting for a squirting.
Oh, God.
I wrote that down because it made him laugh. So I had to bring it up again.
See,
so yeah, then Xavier
bad
Woods comes out.
80s porn, I'm telling you. The Miz and Morrison are a bad 80s porn act.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Drip, drip.
So Xavier comes out, does the Ramon impression, and asks the audience whether he should basically, the crowd, whether he should give the Dripstick 2000 back or use it against Miz and Morrison.
Give it to them.
Obviously, the crowd say that he needs to spray them, so he does. He unloads. 80s porn.
I'm getting Val Venus flashbacks right now.
Obviously, the office water coolers have a lot of water in them, and he doesn't empty much of it because that would probably just drown everyone. But he gives them a good squirt.
Sex tape.
And then as he's heading back down to the entrance, he is squirting it up in the air, which is to get rid of some more water because it's probably very heavy on
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, pointless segment, but it was quite fun.
So we've had 3 filler segments, which probably lasted maybe half hour.
It lasted longer than the Bianca Belair match, anyway, for sure.
Including entrances.
All right, we are nearly at the end.
Okay, 2 matches left, guys.
Next, Goldberg versus Lashley.
Oldberg versus Bob.
Another special mention of a sign. Goldberg, please retire.
Please.
Yeah, that was on a sign. It was nice.
Green one, wasn't it?
It was a green one, yes. It had something else on the other side, but I couldn't make it out. Because people don't write in thick enough pen on signs. If
Block
you're making
capitals, people.
Block capitals. Don't just do one go over with a pen. Do block letters and colour them in.
Like you're filling in a government letter form thing.
If you want to feature on if you want to feature on my new segment, do your signs right. So Goldberg versus Lashley. Goldberg, go home.
Stay home.
I mean,
pretend the pandemic's still going on. Go home and stay there.
He's had issues before where he's not doing stuff right and he injures other people. He's had issues before where he doesn't do stuff right and injures himself and then injures other people.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, this match wasn't as much as a train wreck of some of the ones we've seen.
Yeah, the Undertaker match was the worst by far, where you got that concussion and then he drops Taker on his head.
Yes, but there were some moments. I mean, considering Goldberg... He does spears, right? That's like one of his things. One
spear
of
and
his signature
jackhammer,
moves is a spear.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's taking spears from Lashley, I don't even know
he
how.
folds up quicker than wet cardboard.
Instead of just going with the momentum, he's flipping himself over.
Yeah.
So it makes the spear look terrible. And one time he hit his head on the mat because he
almost pile drived himself into the mat.
Like, what are you doing? You know how spears are meant to work. Lashley. There's none of the blame would be on Lashley. He knows how to spear. He knows where to aim.
We've seen Lashley hit some massive spears on guys.
Yeah.
And they've looked solid.
But it's just like, flip over, whack his head on the mat, and then wonder why he's hurting.
Moron.
Yeah, a little bit.
Every time Goldberg went to lift Lashley, he struggled as well.
Yeah, but that's nothing new. We've seen him struggle to lift people.
Like, Lashley is a solid bulk of a man. Like, you watching the introductions, you can see how much bigger Lashley is to Goldberg.
Yeah.
And that's defined muscle.
But whether Goldberg is overconfident in his strength, or he just isn't trying, I don't know.
It's probably a bit of both, if I'm honest.
Because, Lashley can lift Goldberg easy enough. They're both big guys.
Yeah.
But when Goldberg does it, he's like shaking and we're just sitting there like, he's gonna drop him.
Yeah.
And not in the usual normal way for wrestling.
Yeah.
MVP assists with a cane to Goldberg's knee, the back of his knee.
As in a walking cane. He didn't pick up the 7-footer cane.
That'd be amazing, though.
The one thing that bugged me about that is MVP hits him and Goldberg took like 2 or 3 seconds to react, and it's like, oh, my knee.
And it's not like if you're doing a slap and react, and the slap isn't connecting, but you still do the react. That might be a bit harder to get the timing. But he touched the back of his knee, even if he didn't proper whack it.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I mean,
I think he took 2 steps, and then he was like, oh.
Oh, I felt something on my knee. Has he got dead nerves or something? Maybe.
He's got dead brain cells, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because he whacked his own head on the back by being an idiot. Yeah, so this injured knee then takes the spotlight. He's
Bobby sort of smashes him into the ring post twice. Just keep kind of pounding on it.
Yeah, and eventually
the ref's like, no.
Yeah, because Goldberg is like trying to stand and can't. He played that pretty well. He did sell that. Whether he's actually hurt his knee, which is Goldberg, so quite possibly hurt himself.
Maybe
he is old. He probably needs a replacement.
Probably didn't throw his hip out.
So yeah, referee stoppage, which means that Lashley wins.
Yeah.
Following the end of the match, Lashley gets a chair from MVP, slides it into the ring for him, and just wails just on the knee. I did find it quite funny because obviously he's lost the match. I can't remember, it's probably McAfee because he's an idiot.
It's Raw, so it wouldn't have been McAfee, it would have been
Byron.
someone. Probably Byron, because he's just as stupid as McAfee.
He said something like, he'll lose more than the match if Lashley keeps hitting him with that chair. And
Match is already done, mate.
He's hitting his knee. He's not gonna lose his life. Was he gonna lose his leg from being hit in the leg?
God knows.
I don't know. It was a bit weird. But yeah.
Byron's just as stupid as McAfee.
So he gets hit in the leg many times with the chair, and then gets someone running into the ring to attack Lashley from behind.
Sleeper hold on Lashley from behind.
Yeah. And it is Goldberg's son. Gage.
Lashley I love that. Just the fluid motion. He grabs him, flips him round, smacks the hurt lock on him in one fluid motion. That was beautiful.
That was really good. And then
MVP's like,
oh,
all panic stations ahead. Like,
we can't attack him. He's a child.
And he does. He gets on the mic, doesn't he? And he's like,
yeah.
Bobby had no idea. No, that was Goldberg's son. And you just see Goldberg's head pop up. You're like, Wait, what?
He didn't even know.
No.
But to be fair, it was self-defense. He was being attacked from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And Gage is an idiot for trying that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the man. This
He's
is
like
a skinny,
4 times the
teenager.
size of Gage, for God's sake. Idiot.
He's just as silly as his dad. So then Lashley and MVP go off quickly so they can't get in any trouble, and Goldberg goes over to check on Gage.
I'm gonna kill you!
So obviously Goldberg isn't retiring just yet.
Whoop-de-doo.
Unless his knee is more injured than maybe.
I don't know, I haven't seen anything since...
Yeah, I don't think it's real, but
yeah.
Maybe he'll hit his head on the doorpost as he leaves.
Oh, that was at the entrance as well. They had... Every time Goldberg's been in a match, he does the whole Goldberg locker room thing with his name on the door, and the security knocks the door, Goldberg comes out. But I noticed it was a fire escape.
Yeah, the door was moving as the guy was knocking it. So we decided that they put Goldberg in the alley. He hasn't got a dress.
Because they opened the door and there was just pitch black. There was no room. It looked like he was outside.
He's just outside.
Yeah, just chilling outside. Again, dressed outside.
I can't remember what it was. I think it's in
Shrek,
right? In one of the Shrek films, Prince Charming is in he does a play or something, and his locker room is just the alleyway at the back. It's like that.
There's going to be a news report of a man indecently exposing himself, and it's going to come out that it's Goldberg because he was dressing outside the building.
Oh, Goldberg, go home. That brings us on to the final match.
Yeah, continue.
Which was John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Again, not a bad match. Don't think.
I think Roman was too overpowering in this.
Yeah.
I don't think Cena got enough good offense.
I think it was probably because Cena had said before that Roman is going to beat me up, but I'm still going to win. So I think they were trying to make him the underdog, which doesn't quite work.
I did enjoy the quick roll-ups every now and again. Yeah. You can see Roman being like,
2. I got 2. I'm only one off from 3.
The one thing I did like about Cena, and this is his gear, is very Super Mario Brothers inspired.
Yeah, and he had all the belts on his back with the years that he'd got then.
And the months.
Yeah.
But if you look at those, one of them was like 08, 2010, 09, 2010. And it's like, okay, that's when he was bouncing it back and forth to Randy Orton. Okay, great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Whatever year it was.
Yeah, good gear.
Yeah.
Lots of oohs.
It was, my notes, a ridiculously slow start.
Yeah, it was very slow.
It was pretty boring. I started dozing off at one point. I could feel myself sort of slipping a little bit.
Again, built momentum, but they should have started a bit bigger than they did. It doesn't have to start big, because you want it to ramp up. But,
but then, no, you could start big, go slow, and then end big.
Yeah.
do that dip in the middle where you're gassing and then you're coming back out for the finish. You know, I found it was lacking that intensity. You know, and it could have been so much better.
It's the main event. It should have that intensity.
And then Roman and Mr. I can kick out of every finisher started off by kicking me out of 2 attitude adjustments. So Cena does one off the second rope, kicks out of that as well. It's like, what is he, Superman?
Yeah, apparently.
No, mate. No, don't think so.
The head of the table.
I hate that.
The tribal chief.
Yeah, what do you hit? Like, Cena with like 2 Superman punches and a spear.
Yeah.
And then he pins him.
He did a lot of Superman punches throughout, but that was to be expected because he does a lot of Superman punches.
Yeah, yawn. He probably hit about 20 in that match.
Probably.
God.
Reigns wins.
So he's in the ring. He's cheesy, he's celebrating. Paul's got the wreath thing. I don't know what they're called. The wreath thing on his head.
I can't remember what they're called. Lei. I think it's a lei. But Reigns one is a special one. It's made out of like chilies or something.
Yeah. So they're celebrating, and then all of a sudden, this noise hits. And Brock Lesnar, the Beast.
I've written Hairy Lesnar.
Hairy Lesnar.
Because he's got a beard.
It's so weird. He's got a beard.
And a little hair thing on the top.
A little ponytail going on.
And honestly, it works.
Yeah, fair play to him. I kind of wanted them to see the reaction of Paul Heyman a bit more.
Yeah.
Because
you got a bit of it.
I would have loved to have seen Heyman's face as that stinger, the Brock Lesnar stinger hits in the ring. Just being like, what? Because obviously anyone who's watched it for a while, Paul Heyman was Brock Lesnar's advocate, and now he's the special counsel for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So obviously now we're leading into Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Who's Paul Heyman going to side with? You know,
whichever one gives him more money.
Yeah, most likely.
But for the moment, he's staying with Reigns because he left the ring with him. But all the way back, he's going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. He kind of almost sort of tried to calm things down a bit, and I know. I'm a bit torn about this. It's good to see Lesnar back in that aspect, but I don't want to see Reigns versus Lesnar for like the 20 millionth time.
No.
I would have rather seen Bobby Lashley versus Lesnar. But yeah, here we are. Let's go back to the same old thing we're doing again that we did in, WrestleMania, was it 31? I think when they were fighting for the title and Seth Rollins ran out, it might have been 30 or 31. And it's just like, right, okay, we've had this match about at least 3-4 times, I think. Just no, we've never had Lashley and Lesnar. Do something different.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, it's going back to what we were saying in prediction video with AEW, you know?
Give us something new. Let the wrestlers have a bit of control over their stories and their characters. And the product will be better. Yeah. There we go. At least something new is Lesnar's facial hair.
Yeah.
It made him look a bit kinder.
We used to like Santa, wasn't it?
Yeah, like in a few years when it goes a bit grey, I could make a good Santa.
On the other side of that thing, I don't know if it was just the shirt Lesnar was wearing, but he looks jacked. Like his chest was poking out more, his waist looked thinner. Like Lesnar's always been that quite straight sort of body.
Yeah.
He's always had it's not fat. It is muscle around his stomach, but it looks like he's worked a lot of that off.
Yeah.
But it might just be the shirt, I don't know. But his chest was definitely sticking out a lot
I'm sure
more.
we'll find out.
Unless he was just stood and he was like...
Sucking
I'm just going to poke these out for the crowd. Look at my pecs, everybody.
He's got like padding or something. Yeah.
But
that was SummerSlam.
Yeah, so I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we only had one match prediction wrong, and that was Nikki Cross to retain. Everything else we were correct on.
Yeah.
Favourite match?
I think that my favourite match was actually Rhea versus Nikki versus Charlotte.
Yeah.
Even though the outcome wasn't what I wanted, I'm really impressed with how all three of the women got... It was quite even. They all got to show their strengths, and they all got good spots in. It's just a shame how it ended. Yes.
Fair enough.
What about yours?
Edge versus Rollins.
Yeah.
I think the nostalgia kick with the Brood, Edge being again into like really good form. Maybe not top form, but he's still in good form. Rollins and him countering each other all the time. I thought it was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. And I said I thought that would be the runaway hit of the night, and I think it was. For me, it personally was.
Cool.
You know? But yeah.
Pretty good.
So that was that.
That was that.
Take us home, yeah?
So that was SummerSlam, We'll be back with the next pay-per-view that happens, which I believe
Extreme
is an
Rules.
AEW one.
Yeah, AEW is all out on September 5th.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have another installment of Leanne's Signs of the Pay-Per-View, because I enjoyed it, and I don't care if anyone else did. Yeah, so that's that. So we'll be back with other videos, and then the next wrestling one will be an AEW one.
The next WWE one, if you're not interested in AEW, will be Extreme Rules at the end of September.
But if you're not interested in AEW, but you're still interested in WWE,
you need to try and
what
find
are
your
you
pulse.
doing?
Check your neck, check your wrist, look for a pulse.
It's just better.
CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk.
Thank you so much for watching.
How long till Vince calls on The Undertaker to come back because of CM Punk?
Soon.
I wonder,
Probably in
just
negotiation.
a quick side note of that, I wonder if Brock Lesnar is a snap reaction to CM Punk.
Could be. Could well be.
But who's going to draw bigger, Punk or Brock? Brock's been in the business for the last, I don't know how many years.
I know.
CM Punk has not been in a wrestling ring for 7 years.
Yeah. People will be wanting to see what he does.
Here we
Let
go.
us know what you think. Do you think WWE or AEW? Write it in the comments. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to get notified when we drop new videos.
Ding ding.
Follow us on socials. Our details are in the video description. And until next time, watch AEW. Bye-bye!